There has it's been great last 6-7 years. There's a lot of new voices coming out. There's a very strong young filmmakers who have all made their first film by now, and we have had a strong presence in festivals all over. In the last 2-3 years, our films have won at Cannes, Venice, Toronto, Berlin, everywhere, and they've been traveling to all the smaller festivals too. And it's been good. The only scene that's not yet changed in India is the distribution scene. So indie films are still suffering from bad distribution in India. As outside India, they come out faster than they come out in India. I think they are not the Hindi cinema as much, but the regional language, yes. The Tamil film and Telugu film scene is changing rapidly. They are doing a lot of genre films as compared to Hindi. Like Bahubali is probably one of the biggest films ever made in India, and it has had massive impact across languages. And it's such an impact that the sequel of part one is the most awaited film of the year, and any news that comes out, people are lapping it up. And Marathon is like, India's never not been making many zombie movies. There probably one or two they've made before, and it's going to be amazing. I have not seen the film yet. I have to see the film, and it's exciting because I saw the trailer when it came out in India, and the excitement is generating. It's catching up. The audience is not exactly flocking, but they're coming and they're slowly discovering it. So the films are staying alive for the longer time. No, I wanted to make a film on the serial killer, and I could not find the money to make that film. So I borrowed his story and kind of adapted it into a different scenario. And I borrowed a lot from his life, and borrowed the name. And I've been wanting to make a serial killer film for the longest time. It's always very intriguing. The serial killer is always intriguing. It also makes for great cinema. And I'm a big fan of M and big fan of Peeping Tom and all those movies, and it makes very intriguing cinema. And so through it I can also explore a whole lot of socio-political scene within the country. So what we have done with this film is like suddenly there's this whole violence related to religion and how the whole world is suddenly becoming fundamentalist. Everyone is right wing. So the film kind of explores slowly the whole violence that emerges out of that fundamentalism through the genre. We are quite used to. I've been used to working with no money. Like right from my first film, we never had enough money, and we had to make films. And the only way we could put our films out there in the cinema hall was if we made our films look bigger and smarter and slicker, because then nobody asks how much money did you spend on the film. So if we go out there and tell people that we did not have money to spend, the films would not get released theatrically. Long time back, before we started fighting. So we started making films in a way where it looks bigger than it is. That also meant working 18 hours a day, finding actors who will just live on the set, and everybody who would come and work within the budget and not complain, and always working with 2 to 3 cameras. So we would spend money on the camera, and we would always have a second unit on the standby taking all the external shots while I'm focusing on the actors. So we do it like that. We have figured out a way of working over the years. It's like a psychological horror. It's about a mother. It's about a mother and a child. So it is slowly, it's a psychological horror. It's not really much to do with that ghost element of it or haunted element of it, but it's a lot to do with the unraveling of the characters. And it's amazing the way the audience response was. I have not seen that kind of an audience response. Before the film started, people were whistling and clapping at everything, and it almost reminded me of how we used to go and watch movies at home on single screen theaters when a big superstar film would come out. So to every film they respond like that, which is amazing. To have an audience like that is unbelievable. And I love the town. It's a quaint town. It's a small town. You can walk up and down the street, which I was doing yesterday. It's nice, quiet, and I love the lake, and you can swim in the lake, which is so amazing.